qualified as far as having anything with engineering education. He stated he was qualified on the basis of he had almost 15 years experience in placing landfills. But how do you say you have the experience and say you're qualified placing landfills for 15 years? What if you've been placing them wrong for the last 15 years? And that's what we're looking at here also. This is too close to the water. One of the things that they say about this is it's going to be 300 feet high. I'm going to see it from my back door. I'm going to certainly smell it. They claim household garbage does not stink. I've not been in a household to where anyone has had to take out the garbage and you did not smell some odor. I have a 7-month-old baby. Anyone with a child who has disposable diapers is going to say some of those diapers don't smell good. And they're going to go into this landfill. Where the water regenerates itself, there are 7 or more tributaries that run in that make up Blue Creek. Where they're placing the landfill is directly on top of these tributaries. You cannot regenerate water or clean water when you have a 300-foot-high mountain covering it. This water that regenerates itself from these tributaries into Blue Creek flows from Blue Creek into Yellow Jacket Creek. Blue Creek regenerates Yellow Jacket. If one can't happen without the other. If one's drying up, the other one's not going to keep going also. They're out there, they're with all of the construction that they have going on out there, it is tearing up the place where the water does regenerate. It is putting sediment into the creek. You can see the creek now, and it looks almost dried up from the work that they've been doing. From Blue Creek, it flows into Yellow Jacket Creek. From Yellow Jacket Creek, it flows into West Point Lake. All of the citizens in Troup County, other than the well users, will receive their water from West Point Lake. If it's contaminated, there's all the people that is going to be unhealthy from it as well. Some of the waste that they say is going into this landfill is household garbage. I asked them, who's going to police those garbage bags? Most of us throw away black garbage bags. You cannot see through them. I believe the reason that they made them black was so they wouldn't have to see what they're actually doing. When you have the information and you know it and you knowingly don't do something with it, you're guilty. These people are guilty of not sitting there and helping control this pollution. When you think about some of the things that you may have thrown away in your garbage, we'll say at Christmas time, how many batteries do you throw away from toys that the children have played with? How many toys did you throw away that you find out later were recalled because the paint was tainted with lead? These toys go to the landfill. This plastic, these batteries, this lead paint, all sets in the landfill, only to later break down into another chemical and flow down into the water.
We've heard talk about radioactive material, and we know that they caught one up here in Tennessee where from Oak Ridge, at Oak Ridge plant, where they're carrying it to a plant, a dump out there at 2 o'clock in the morning, hiding it. Now let me bring this to your attention. When they went before the commissioners in Meriwether County to get permission to dig 2 holes, 26 foot deep and 25 acres. And I questioned them about that. I said, now, what are you going to fill them holes up with? This is what the man stated. He said, we're going to fill them up with the dirt around it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what are they digging the holes for the first place if they got plenty of dirt around it to fill them back up? That don't make sense. I wonder, and I brought it to their attention, they are looking for a place to put radioactive material. Now, wouldn't that be something, have 50 acres of radioactive material and down below the water level? And And all they got to do after that, when they get it in there, is just cover it up with garbage. And see, it's hid. It's hid. So this matter needs to be looked into real careful. And the EPA should come out of Washington down here, because EPD is just a detachment off from them. And we would appreciate it, and my closing argument, that you would come down here and check on this matter. There's lives at risk here, a lot of them.
One of the things that I have been really, I suppose, preaching to the people is, my son takes his medicine 3 times a week. That means a shot. That means I have to find a vein 3 times a week. If I don't find a vein on that first try, I have to look again. He is 3 years old. This is not the fault of a landfill. However, if my water becomes contaminated or polluted, I could find other problems that would come from this. He has to get his medicine now, and I'd like for you to see what he has to go through. We have to smell the hospitals, and if you've not ever had to have someone so sick in your home, so sick in your family, where you have to stay in that hospital, sickness is horrible. And we've tried to explain to them, why do you want to put it here on top of us? Why do you want it right here where it's okay to make us sick, but it'd be better if they just place it somewhere else?
I would like to bring it to your attention. Now, we're just poor people out here fighting this to save the water and the people's lives and people from keeping them from getting sick. But we need financial help with this. And anybody out there that can, we'd have asked you to send a contribution to Evelyn here. She'll give you where to send it to. And it can be tax deductible, but we would appreciate it if y'all would help us fight this, because this is going to save many a life. It's going to save a lot of sickness, and it's going to save a lot of heartaches. Now, where there's heartaches, they could be chill. And where there's sickness, they won't have to suffer anything. And this thing can even bring death to people. And we would ask y'all to send contributions to us and help us fight this thing, because we're going to win this thing, because we didn't find that lawyer. Just don't find a lawyer. This lawyer we got was found by faith. And Miss Evelyn, if you will, tell them, and then you can sum it up.